Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 28th of July. India-Bangladesh hold ministerial level talks, discuss security issues. At least 60 killed in floods and landslides caused due to incessant rainfall in Nepal. And wall paintings in war-torn Afghanistan give residents hopeful outlook. And now for all the details. Indian Interior Minister Rajnath Singh and his Bangladeshi counterpart Asaduzzaman Khan held a high-level delegation meet in New Delhi. The two leaders discussed measures to strengthen and enhance cooperation between the countries on security and border management. Bangladesh shares a 2,545-mile-long international border with 5 Indian provinces. The delegations also reportedly reviewed the land boundary agreement implementation, which was signed last year. Khan, who is on a 4-day visit to India, also called on Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and discussed bilateral issues, including the current security situation in Bangladesh. Meanwhile, the border forces of India and Pakistan held a meeting to discuss issues on border management. This comes amid escalating war of words between the two neighbours over Kashmir in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province.
The Director General level talks between the border forces of India and Pakistan were held in Pakistan's Lahore city on matters pertaining to border management. Such talks between the two sides are a biannual affair, but many a times these meetings have not taken place due to strain in relations.
The meeting was held in a cordial and cooperative atmosphere. Consensus was reached that since the last such meeting in Delhi in September 2015, there has been greater adherence to the ceasefire along the international border.
During the meeting, stress was put on vigilance against cross-border infiltration to prevent terrorist activities and check smuggling in narcotics. Both the sides discussed measures to coordinate border patrolling on the respective sides of the border and address each other's concerns in a time-bound manner.
Moving on to news from Nepal. More than 60 people have been killed in different parts of Nepal due to floods and landslides triggered by heavy monsoon rains. A report.
Landslides and floods caused due to heavy rainfall in several districts of eastern, central and western Nepal for last 4 days have claimed lives of over 66 people. Panic and distress looms among the people as scores of houses and bridges have been swept away as incessant rain have swelled rivers, causing a threat of massive flooding. According to Interior Ministry, at least 31 people have been injured and over 15 reported missing across the country. Over 75 districts across the country, including the capital city of Kathmandu, have been affected due to floods and landslides. Among the affected areas, highest casualties have been recorded in Puthan, in which 38 people have died. Rescue operations are on full swing to evacuate people as water levels in many areas is expected to rise. Hundreds of people have been displaced and are shifted to makeshift camps across the quake-hit nation.
Moving on to news from Bangladesh. Dhaka police has released pictures and identities of 8 of the 9 suspected militants who were killed during a joint raid by law enforcement agencies in the capital city of Dhaka. Most of the killed militants were in their 20s and were students of various universities in Bangladesh. One of the militants, Shehzad Rauf alias Arko, was an American citizen of Bangladeshi origin who shifted back to the South Asian country several years ago and was from an affluent family, reports stated. He was studying in the same university in which Hole artisan bakery attacker Nibras Islam was enrolled. Both of them went missing in February this year. Another militant, Raihan Kabir, who was gunned during the raid, had trained cafe attackers and was the acting chief of the group in the capital, according to reports. Police claim that the militants belong to banned outfit group Jamaat-ul Mujahideen. Meanwhile, in Afghanistan, Afghanistan's Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation has said that the number of Afghan refugees returning home from Pakistan is on the rise and 10,000 have returned home in just 4 days. Increasing pressure by Pakistani security forces is said to be the main reason behind the return of refugees. The refugees have often alleged harassment by Pakistan police who crack down on them, claiming they are linked to militancy. Also, increasing tension between the governments of Afghanistan and Pakistan in recent times has shored up the number of Afghan returnees. Staying on news from Afghanistan, the war-ravaged country has been roiled by years of violence and insurgency. In such scenario, a group of artists have taken it upon themselves to bring hope to the people.
Artists in Afghan capital city of Kabul are busy animating the city walls. These grey walls along major roads were built by the Afghan government, foreign institutions and important political figures in order to fend against suicide bombings that frequently disrupt the city. These protective walls became the symbol of the city but have cast a shadow on the minds of people. That is why a group of young artists decided to pick up their painting brush and make a difference.
So the first painting was about a pair of eyes, and the message was that I see you. It means I see you, corruption is not heading from God and people's gaze. We know that you're doing all the injustices, you are corrupt. We will do something about this. We will raise awareness, we will come to you, we will take you to justice.
The murals have received positive feedback from the locals. Umaid and Co are also focusing on issues including refugees, women and children's education.
I really want to bring these people out here to remind them that we had great statesmen. They don't have to follow the warlords and the drug lords and the people with the guns. So these are the people you have to be your role models.
Amidst increasing violence, these paintings are changing the lives of the people and giving them a positive outlook.
Moving on, former Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa on Thursday led a 4-day protest against the ruling government under President Maithripala Sirisena. It is against the policies of the government.
Former Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa led thousands of supporters for the start of a 4-day march to protest against the current government. The march began on Thursday from Kandy to capital Colombo against policies introduced by President Maithripala Sirisena's 18-month-old government. The agenda of the demonstration is to express objection against the increasing cost of living, new taxes and a proposed new constitution which they claim could divide the country. The protest leaders are members of parliament from the People's Alliance Party led by President Sirisena but support Rajapaksa.
One of the oldest cities in the world, Varanasi, located in India's northern Uttar Pradesh province, attracts a large number of people from all over the world. The city is associated with Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism.
The holy city of Varanasi, commonly referred to as Banaras or Kashi, is situated on the banks of the Ganges River. The city of temples has been the culture and religious center of India for decades.
ज्ञान शिक्षा कन्यालय नरेश काशी का किला गंगा पार बा।
By virtue of being the oldest living city, Varanasi has its own rich history of music. Lord Shiva, accorded as the presiding deity of the city, was credited with developing music and dance forms.
पिछले 2 दशक से जिस प्रकार अन्य स्थानों में लोग पर्यटन के भाव से विदेशी आते हैं, परंतु यहाँ रह जाने के भाव से रह जाते हैं और फिर उनका अटूट नाता जुड़ जाता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर खाने, पहनने, ओढ़ने किसी में कोई बंदिश नहीं है, कोई नियम नहीं है, और यहाँ पर कला, संस्कृति, आध्यात्म, धर्म, ज्ञान सभी आपको इस प्रकार सुलभ हो जाएगा। इसके लिए आपको किसी को गुरु नहीं बनाना है।
The culture of Varanasi is closely associated with the river Ganges and its religious importance. The city comes alive during the evening Ganga Aarti, a grand ritual performed on the river bank. The holy city has been a symbol of spiritualism, philosophy and mysticism for thousands of years that attracts large number of tourists from across the world.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India-Bangladesh hold ministerial level talks, discuss security issues. At least 60 killed in floods and landslides caused due to incessant rainfall in Nepal. And wall paintings in war-torn Afghanistan give residents hopeful outlook. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.